doing, dude? Sorry, auntie, what are you doing? Anyways, hi guys, I'm driving the Mahindra Thar right now, and as you can see, I feel like the king of the very road. Now this is the 4-wheel drive version with the CRDe engine, not the Garib cost cutting wala engine. It doesn't have any power. Not that this one has any power. I hope you can hear me because this is a very noisy car. So right now I'm driving this car on a nice open highway. It has been pouring since morning, but thankfully I have the Thar with me, which means that I don't have to get worried about being stuck in a flood or a puddle of water, because this can wade through almost everything. Now we're doing 100 kilometers per hour and I'm sure there's way too much noise which is coming inside the cabin. So let me just start off by telling you about the ergonomics, or actually there are no ergonomics in this car. Somehow I feel I'm just holding the steering wheel wrong, because the right way to hold a steering wheel is like this, but in this car you just hold it like this, one hand on the gear lever, and yeah, that's how it should be done, right? I mean, it just feels right to do it this way, technically though it's wrong. And yeah, it feels so nice, you know, turning the steering right and left, you know, doing a one-hand maneuver. Anyways, so the Thar, well, it's a very desirable vehicle. Most people call it Jeep, which it isn't, because Jeep is a different brand altogether. But Jeep used to provide the older short wheelbase SUVs in the Indian market long back, and that's the reason why everybody assumes that a Thar or any car which has a short wheelbase, sorry, any SUV which has a short wheelbase is naturally a Jeep. This one seems to be designed pre-World War, because there's a lot of issues in the cabin, and if I start talking about them now, you'll go crazy. Firstly, there's no sort of ergonomics. There's no central locking. When you have to put the key in the ignition, you actually have to search where is the ignition to put the key, which is an activity which could take almost 5 minutes depending on how quick or sharp you are. Mirrors have to be adjusted by jumping from one side to another. You have to lock the door yourself. It's like, you know, you're actually hammering this down. It's such an effort. And visibility behind, very poor, nothing can be seen. Now this seat is at the most behind position. I've pushed it as far back as I can because I'm tall, and still my leg touches the steering wheel. You can't adjust the steering, of course. But in spite of all these flaws, I mean, I can tell you a lot more flaws. Like, this is a 2-seater or a 6-seater, because 2 can sit on either side of the side-facing seats. But those 4 people have to be your enemies, because no one you care or love about will actually, you would want them to sit there. It's so bad, because the ride quality is pathetic at the rear. This gets leaf springs at the rear. It's very bouncy. So it's best to sit here or here. In fact, the best place to sit is here. Don't even make anyone sit here, because when someone is sitting on the side now, they're going to feel the stiffness. Somehow the driver doesn't feel the stiffness as much as the co-passenger does, because you're driving the car, so your focus is on, you know, driving. Oh, sorry, I should be holding the steering the right way in this car. So we are in 4th gear. I'm getting a nice massage. My hand is vibrating completely because the gear knob vibrates. And shifting gears is not a pleasurable experience at all, because it's like, oh god, did I just shift a gear? And the clutch is also on the heavier side. But look past all this and you will appreciate how this car is just fabulous to drive. Because number one, it is a pure SUV in every way. It's rough, there's no sort of refinement. You can hear the soft top making a lot of noise because of the wind. We are just doing 100 kilometers per hour. And it kind of gets worse if you go past 100 kilometers per hour. What is the top speed of this car? Now that's quite interesting. I mean, who would go for a top speed in this car? Well, I would. So first on the signal, oopsie doopsie doopsie. Okay. Applying the brakes is another task, you know, because you lunge forward like that, and you can see the complete hood, you know. That really doesn't help with your judgment anyways, because this car is so big. The bumper is actually hanging out of the car, and it is all metal. If you touch someone now, you're going to spoil the complete vehicle. Anyway, it's time to go first gear and revving it. We have a tachometer. Wow, we don't have central locking, but we have a tachometer. Okay, 2000 RPM, and I'm going to dump the clutch, the heavy clutch, and see how fast can I go before screaming the shit out of my pants. Okay, come on. Okay, there's still time. Why am I revving it? Okay, these wipers, I mean, it's like some kid came and put the wipers on. They just don't work so fluidly. But there is a front defogger which I have enabled, and it's cannot be disabled anymore. I don't know what's the concept. Thankfully the rear one can be disabled. There's the air conditioning, and there's a knob. I don't know what it does. I mean, I can swing it right, left and center, but yeah, that's that. Okay, it's green, and here we go. Yeah, 4,000 RPM. Okay, lost momentum completely. Do it the right way. Yeah, and we are doing 80 kilometers per hour, 3,500 RPM in third gear, and it refuses to go beyond 4,000, so we shift. Okay, oh sorry. Yeah, now we are in fourth. So we are doing 3,000 RPM, 100 kilometers per hour in fourth gear. I have to have both hands on my steering wheel. We get a green signal, lining it up like NASCAR style through the corner, and going past the signal light. 1 second left to go for red, and we are 120 kilometers per hour in fifth gear, and the whole car is shaking like crazy. 120 kilometers per hour, if you can see that. 130, and time to brake, lunging forward. Seat belts are the most important thing in this car because you're going to lunge forward every time you brake. So guys, I forgot to tell you about this engine. It is a 2.5 liter CRDe engine which produces 105 horsepower. Now see, there's no space, so what will I do? I don't care a fuck. I will just climb the footpath and just go. I mean, you can actually go through the footpath and no one cares a fuck because these tires are so capable of, going anywhere. So that's no worry. Anyways, I was talking about the engine. Now this is a 2.5 liter CRDe motor which produces 105 horsepower and 247 Newton meters of torque. 0 to 100 kilometers per hour takes around 20 seconds as per a V-Box test. Top speed is around 140 kilometers per hour, and fuel efficiency is 10 kilometers per liter. This being sub 4 meters, I think Mahindra should just flonk a 1.5 liter diesel from their Quanto, Nova Sport and whatever vehicles they had launched. Yeah, the TUV 300 MOC 100 would be a perfect fit because you get excise duty benefits, and not that it's going to go any faster because of this heavy weight. There's no concept of handling here at all. Steering has no feel. You might as well, turn and just pray that it just crosses that corner. But the ride quality is fantastic only for the driver. I mean, on bad roads, puddles, you don't have to worry because of the huge ground clearance, and the suspension has a lot of travel, so that's not a worry at all. But how does it perform off the road? Well, I'm sure that's what you guys want to know. So let's go off-road. So we are almost off-road now, and look at the amount of water ahead. Time to use the Thar. Here we go. Yeah, baby. That's how you do it. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Puddles, I don't care a fuck. Yes. Fuck my life. Let's try some water. Oh god, this is so much fun. I mean, I was supposed to shoot a bike vlog today, but it was raining cats and dogs, and I was like, since I have the Thar lying around with me, why not just go off-road? Anyways, our main off-road section is going to start right ahead, and that's where I'm going to test the metal of this vehicle. It has this 4-wheel drive lever, so you can go 4 low, 4 high, or be in 2. This one, can you see that? Yeah. Moving that is a big task in itself. I mean, if you plan to touch that now, just pray that it gets engaged. Because once I was going through a river crossing, and in the river I got stuck. The car won't move. I had to shift it into 4-wheel low. And oh my god, it was such a task to enable it. Anyways, so the Thar, here we go. Off-road starts right now. Water, no problem at all. Please move aside. This horn doesn't work. Build quality, there's no build quality. There's so many noises, squeaks coming out from the car. Something is coming from there for sure. Big noise. Here we go. Oh god. I have been here so many times. I've never gone so fast from here. Not even in a Range Rover or a Land Rover Defender. Yes, let's go. Woo. so much fun. Let me do one thing. Let me do the handbrake turn. Okay, here we go. Turn. That was so much fun. Anyways, now I parked the car, and oh god, getting to neutral is another task. So guys, as you can see, the Thar might not be the most mechanically strong car. In fact, I should talk about all this. Okay, everything has fallen behind me. Open this thing. Let's shut the car, otherwise later battery will get down and then I'll be stuck in no man's land. Anyways, here we are. So getting out of the car also is a big task in itself. So you can see the tread of the Thar. So from there we came. Okay, and I kept going, and then I pulled the handbrake and stopped there. Now, it might not be the most mechanically strong car in terms of, obviously there's absolutely no feature on offer, and that soft top, I think soft top is the most stupid decision to put in a car of this size, you know, of this character, because what is the issue with the soft top is, firstly, it makes a lot of noise once you cross 80 kilometers per hour and it keeps flapping the soft top. Secondly, the other issue which I feel is, when people are around you in city traffic, you can hear them. So it's kind of creepy, like you're in your silence, because there's obviously a lot of silence. There's no music system in this car. I'll tell you why there's no electronics in this car in a bit. So while you're doing all this, now what happens is, the big issue is that all of a sudden someone is talking and you're like, oh, is he talking to me? And what the fuck just happened? The other issue is that with the soft top now, there's no security. So anybody can get inside the car. You just open this zip from here and inside you go. Okay, there it is. You can get inside and anybody can steal the audio system. So there is no audio system in this car. But you know, put all these issues aside about the Thar, the issue of lacking good handling or lacking comfort or features or equipment, you realize that the kind of presence this vehicle has, there is nothing else at this price which can give you this kind of road presence and this kind of off-road ability. And for me, that is something which completely wins everyone over who wants to buy such a kind of a vehicle. I mean, just look at it. I mean, doesn't it look so purposeful, so amazing? And look at the tires. Now this one has Maxxis big horn tires, and you can see the tread pattern. It's kind of crazy. It can just go anywhere you want to take it without any issue at all. And right now I was only driving in rear wheel drive. I didn't even bother to shift into 4-wheel drive, because honestly, I mean, even in rear wheel drive it can do everything, unless you're like doing some crazy off-roading. That's where you need to put 4-wheel drive. So if you guys are in the market for something which stands out, but you're willing to leave your gym because you have another gym, because you plan to buy another gym, your gym which you can do anywhere you want, then I would suggest to go for the Thar. Otherwise, stay away from this vehicle, because this is absolutely not about comfort. It's about dedication. It's about hard work. I mean, twirling the steering wheel, you lose 50 calories. Shifting gears makes you lose 100 calories. And applying the brakes makes you say all your prayers at once. So guys, that's all about it from me today with the Mahindra Thar. I am just going to sit there on the corner. Actually, I'll just take you there. So this is no man's land, green, nice, rainy. And yes, I'm just going to sit here and enjoy the rains. The high tide is there today. So, oh, the birds are also there. So I'm just going to sit here and enjoy this view. And I'm sure you guys would also like to enjoy the view. So I'm just going to give you a small time lapse of this. So you guys enjoy the time lapse, have fun. And if you like this video, make sure you give it the thumbs up and also subscribe to the channel. I will see you guys in the next one.